It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Jags and the silver and black. And it's all up next.
In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Cam Little after the opening kick. And away we go at Allegiant Stadium. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out had the Raiders for their first possession. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game. Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards there, partner, a strong gain, and now a much more manageable 3rd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'd really break the backs of a defense.
Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And 4th and 4 coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Lawrence working from the gun. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You know, that's one of those situations you want to get your back in space. Well, you accomplish that. Unfortunately, you don't make anything happen because you don't bring the ball in cleanly.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. Got a man. It's Thomas. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Here's Etienne on first down. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
2nd and 3. That's Thomas. He's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Jaguar first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dumping the ball.
From the gun, Etienne gets it. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
And that will not be enough for a first down. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Lawrence. That's caught for the first. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now give this up the middle to Etienne. And he'll make his way down to the 16-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They go right back to Etienne. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
Throw on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. It's 45 yards he'll try to connect from. The kick by Shudak is good. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Has this at the 6. Good looking return here, and he's got room. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the Raiders' offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. They'll have him gain about a handful there. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They give it to him again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, and they go right back to him. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 48. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. This one misses the tight end. And that brings up 4th and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this punt is out of bounds with no chance at a return. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 30. Second drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Now a give to ETN running right. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Lawrence now off the play action. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the play, and that brings up a tough decision for them on 4th down.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Cam Little getting the call on 4th down here to put 3 up for the Jaguars. He'll try to connect on a 50-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And another field goal makes it 6-0 for him.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Smith. He's going to push one deep. They connect on the deep shot. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a 31-yard play. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. 1st down, he keeps it left on the option. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. Has him on the quick hitter. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
First down, Smith to throw. Got a man, Bowers has it. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They just get the play on. He has the touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Knock this through, and they'll take a lead into the break. Extra point sent right down the middle, and they'll take the lead. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the 1st quarter. 7-6 is our score. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
On 2nd down, it's Etienne. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
To the air, 3rd and long. That's taken in by Etienne. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. Fields this at the 19. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Raiders back on offense, led out by Geno Smith. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it'll be Raider football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Short pass brought in. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Looking to throw, Smith. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, God bless the Ted Washingtons, Casey Hamptons, Vince Wilforks, all them run stuffers back in the day. But the D-tackles of today, you not only have to stuff the run, you have to eat up the pass, too, and that D-tackle just got it done.
offense to the line for second down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. He gets them the yard back, but still behind the sticks. Upcoming 3rd and 11. Now Smith dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. This a 50-yard look from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll push their lead to 4.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First and 10 now from the 30. They put a receiver in motion here left. First down throw, Lawrence. Throw left side, caught by Brown. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. Etienne again. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Trying it right side with Etienne. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. Yeah. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
He's running for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Lawrence working from the gun. He brings it in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Here's Lawrence to throw. This throw is cut. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Here's ETN. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Stopped for no gain, and it leaves them 6 yards out on 3rd and goal.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Escapes out to the left. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. And now the Raiders call for the 1st of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars get some late points and the lead. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
Cam Little to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars push their lead to 3. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Raiders have their offense back out there. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd and 10. Again, it's Smith. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
I mean, you can see it right there. The trajectory of the ball changed as it was in flight. You know, on shorter throws, receivers, they can focus, they can adjust quickly. But on a long-distance throw like that, a tip, well, it really alters the course of the ball and makes it so tough to make an adjustment in time.
Lone back gets the handoff. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. Parker Washington to return this for the Jags. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be Jaguars football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Finds him on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Short pass caught by his tight end. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders' side of the field.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 48. He'll get this to Etienne. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. That pass caught by Strange. And he's tackled for a short gain. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their 3rd. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Second down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Now Lawrence. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. This lands deep into the end zone. We're picking things up at the 20 after the touchback. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. Well, no pushing the envelope, it appears, in what remains of this first half. He's going to take a knee and watch that time run out here. So it's halftime, and the visiting Jaguars have played themselves to a nice little lead thus far. As we send things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our Halftime Report.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here come the Jaguars, taking the field on offense to start the 3rd. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. ETN gets it on the draw. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Elandon Roberts coming over for the hit. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of reaction time you want when you face a draw play. They broke on it shortly after the draw started, and they contained it to a minimal gain.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Ryan Thomas Jr., his intended target. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they'll get ready to go on offense. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. They'll cobble together a yard there. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. First throw for the backup now. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Las Vegas sends out the punt team. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And it'll be their football. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. First and 10 now from the 30. Lawrence throwing here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. This is Etienne. Crosses midfield, still going. And he's down to the 42-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's a give to Etienne. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll get this one to Brown. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now it's Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Lawrence looking to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. Has a man. It's Brown. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Jaguar first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Here's Etienne on 1st down. And he's able to rip off a chunk of red zone yardage to the 10. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Lawrence working from the gun. Catch is made in close. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Here's Lawrence to throw. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars making a 9-point advantage. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars make it a 10-point ball game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Kickoff taken at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Man in motion here. First down, Smith to throw. Finds a man right side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Only took him one play, partner, and they've already made it to that 40-yard line. Smith on first down. Got a man. Bowers has it. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Back-to-back carries here. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Shotgun snap to Smith. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Well, that was all about the eyes. You've got to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender and make sure you know where that throw is going. And when it does, you got to react and knock it away. That is well done.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. From the gun, Smith. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
No question, this guy is a student of the game, and he's putting in the study hours, researching any weakness in these linemen and taking advantage of it. And once we hit game day right here, Kate, the students become the teacher, and what a lesson he's performing.
Punting unit out now. And he's going to do the honors for the fourth time today. And this one's away and looking good. Nice angle on this one, headed towards the sideline. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, ETN gets it. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, Kate, sorting through traffic, seeking out a runner, that is this guy's domain. And boy, does he know how to operate in it.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Out of the gun, Lawrence splits a couple of defenders and completes it. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Landon Roberts coming over for the hit.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Throw on 3rd down. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Lawrence now off the play action. Looking right, and he finds him. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. And pass caught by Strange. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Jeremy Chin there on the stop. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Jaguars football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on to it for one final quarter. Second and 6 coming up here. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And they bring him down quickly, but he does have it across the 40. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And the Raiders have some new life in the 4th. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Now Smith. Throw reeled in by Mayer. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 3 now. Looking to throw, Smith. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, Kate, these are not the plays that are like bold in the stat sheet when you look back on it, but these are the kind of gains by the running back that keep the offense on schedule and move the chains.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Out of the gun, here's Smith. He completes it in traffic. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing is Smith. Into traffic, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. This is hauled in by Myers. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. And again, it's Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders parlay the interception into points. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
They can tack on one more now, bring things back to within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal will tie this game in the 4th. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Returning it from the 4. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Jaguars ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
Putting the tight end in motion. 2nd and 3. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. He gets this one to Strange. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
2nd and 3 now. Lawrence throwing here. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. You needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Etienne on the catch. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Running right is Bigsby. And his short run's going to get them into enemy territory to the 49. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. On the run, it's Etienne. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Lawrence working from the gun. He'll get this to Etienne. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Now a give to Etienne running right. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They motion the tight end over. 2nd and 10 now. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
He gets it out left, and it's caught. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Jaguars holding on to a field goal lead. On 2nd down, it's Etienne. And he gets in, touchdown. The Jaguars make it a 9-point advantage. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars make it a 10-point ball game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return coming from the 6. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Smith back to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. From the gun, Smith. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Here he is to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up to the 44. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Raiders first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st down, Smith to throw. Complete, it's Myers. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 47. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That's good for 7 yards. And that's a Vegas first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Smith on first down. Short pass brought in. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
And a man is there to knock that away.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Back to the air. It's Smith. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw it. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Throwing now. That's cut beyond the marker. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. The timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Flush down out to his left. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain. So the Jaguars, the visitors in this one, but they take home the win. Well, Brock, we knew they were confident in the lead-up, that they could contend despite the hostile crowd they were going to face today. And boy, did they ever. Once they got going, they showed out. They backed up that confidence, and they leave here with a victory.
Oh, it takes so much work, Kate, so much work, even beyond what people hear about through the week or see in the game itself, to overcome somebody defending their home field. You need to be playing at your highest level, and you need to BYOE. Bring your own energy. Whenever you take it on the road and you win one, gosh, it feels so good. What a signature victory.